felt completely content in what you're doing in your day-to-day life? I have. I've felt that. I felt like I'm a wife and a mother of 3 girls, and I am a full-time faith formation director for Immaculate Conception and Our Lady of Perpetual Help. And I just was in this groove, doing my thing, getting up every morning, taking the kids to school, doing work, working from home, working from the office. And then things kind of changed. And the state of Washington said that I was, instead of salary, now I would have to work hourly, which is really hard for a minister in the church because I'm in charge of so many ministries and love it, love what I do. But then there was this restriction put on me that I had to stop working at 30 hours and that I couldn't continue to answer questions or help people after that because it wouldn't be okay. That broke my heart. It was hard to understand that because I work for the Holy Spirit. So I'm constantly in conversation with God on where do you want me to be? What do you want me to be doing? Where are you calling me to be? Also with that though, my heart felt unsettled whenever I would go to work. Now that my kids are all in either elementary school or preschool, it just felt like I was supposed to be with them. And I needed to put all of my attention into being a mom. And I had a conversation with my pastor, and it was just kind of hard to come to terms with 30 hours and all the stuff that I needed to do. And also just being where I really felt God calling me to be was at home with my kids full time. And so I was wrestling with it and crying a lot. And I sat down in prayer one day and I was like, Lord, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I'll feel peace. And right now, I'm at a huge unrest. And I'm thinking about the money that I'll lose if I quit my job. And I'm thinking about the people that count on me for their sacraments. And God and I came to this conclusion that I would sit down with my pastor and talk about resigning at the end of May. Then First Communion would be done, confirmation would be done, like all this stuff would be done. And I could just pass over everything that I did and move on and be at home with my children. And that brought me such peace. Just peace of knowing that I could be on the PTA full time and I could help at my daughter's preschool and I could help with my middle child that'll be going to kindergarten in September. And I just knew that that's what God wanted because I took it to prayer. And I would sit with God in silence, ask him a question, and then just listen. And I think that when we allow silence to come into our heart, that's when we can hear the whispers of the Holy Spirit. For he's constantly calling us and talking to us and telling us where he would like us to be, but we're usually always too busy to sit and hear him. And it's so important to just give him the time. I also find that if I journal and I ask a question and then I just start writing, that when I stop and go back, I can read the answer. And it always amazes me, even though I've done it so many times, it always amazes me of how that works and how amazing the Holy Spirit is when you give him the chance to speak to your heart.